Bugging in sounds safe and comfortable, just you, your family, and your supplies waiting out the storm. But the reality is far from a passive waiting game. Your home won't magically sustain itself. Every system you rely on can fail. True preparedness means hard work, constant vigilance, and facing harsh truths together. Yet your home feels like the safest place on earth. It is your castle, your personal domain where you feel in control. This feeling of security is deeply ingrained in us. We install locks, alarms, and cameras, believing these measures are enough to deter any threat. In a normal world, they often are. But a widespread crisis changes all the rules. The very things that make your home a beacon of comfort, its visibility, its known location, and its presumed resources, can turn it into a target. The illusion of safety can be shattered in a moment when desperation drives others to seek what you have. When society breaks down, the social contracts that protect us dissolve. Law enforcement may be overwhelmed or non-existent. Your neighbors, who were once friendly faces, might become desperate competitors for scarce resources. Your well-stocked home, which you prepared so diligently, could look like a prize to those who did not. The assumption that your four walls provide an impenetrable shield is a critical mistake. Without a proactive strategy, a home is just a box waiting to be opened. It is not a fortress by default, it must be deliberately and strategically hardened. Consider the vulnerabilities of a typical modern house. Large windows offer easy access. Standard wooden doors can be kicked in with minimal effort. The landscaping that provides curb appeal can also offer perfect cover for those with malicious intent. Every point of entry, every line of sight, and every potential weakness must be identified and addressed. This goes far beyond just locking your doors. It involves creating layers of defense, reinforcing weak points, and developing a plan to actively protect your perimeter. Turning your home into a hard target is a conscious and continuous effort. This is why home defense is a cornerstone of any serious bug-in plan. It is not about paranoia, it is about acknowledging a realistic threat. When the rule of law disappears, you become your own first responder. Your family's safety depends entirely on your ability to deter, detect, and defend against potential threats. We must move past the passive mindset of simply hiding and embrace the active role of a protector. Your home is not a fortress until you make it one, and that transformation requires careful planning, physical enhancements, and a prepared mindset to defend what is yours. You can have a basement filled with a lifetime supply of food and water. You can own the most advanced generator and the most sophisticated water filter. You can have a formidable arsenal and a home fortified like a bunker. But without the right mindset, all those physical preparations are virtually useless. The survival mindset is the single most critical element of any preparedness plan. It is the intangible asset that separates those who crumble under pressure from those who endure and overcome. It is the engine that drives all your actions when a crisis hits. So, what is the survival mindset? It is a combination of mental toughness, adaptability, and an unwavering will to live. It is the ability to remain calm and think clearly when chaos erupts around you. It means accepting the new reality, no matter how grim, and immediately focusing on what you can control. Panic is the enemy. Complacency is the enemy. A defeatist attitude is the enemy. The survival mindset pushes past fear and focuses on solutions. It is about seeing every problem not as a roadblock, but as a challenge to be solved with the tools and knowledge you possess. This mental fortitude is not something you can just buy and store on a shelf. It must be cultivated and practiced long before a disaster strikes. It is built through training, learning new skills, and intentionally putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. Practicing your preps, running drills, and even camping in your backyard without modern conveniences can help build this mental muscle. Each small success builds confidence. Each failure provides a valuable lesson. This process rewires your brain to handle stress and uncertainty, turning panic into focused action. Ultimately, bugging in will be a profound psychological test for you and your family. The isolation, the constant workload, and the underlying fear can wear down even the most prepared individual. Maintaining morale, managing stress, and fostering a sense of purpose will be as important as managing your food supplies. The survival mindset is about leadership. It is about being the rock your family can depend on. Before you buy another bucket of freeze-dried food, invest time in forging your mental preparedness. It is the one prep that will determine the success of all others. In a true bug-in scenario, survival becomes your full-time job. There are no weekends, no holidays, just a relentless cycle of chores, gathering water, preparing food, maintaining security, and keeping everything running. Every member of your household must contribute. The reward? Seeing the next sunrise. In times of chaos, structure is essential. Establishing a daily routine gives purpose and control, anchoring everyone amid uncertainty. A clear schedule, meals, chores, rest, keeps morale up and tasks manageable. This shared routine is your anchor, building teamwork and hope in survival. We take water for granted, turn a handle, and it flows. But when the grid goes down, water becomes your most precious resource. Managing water means securing sources, treating every drop, and conserving it daily. Wells, rivers, and rain barrels all have challenges. Every drop counts. Water management is a constant, vital task. While the immediate dangers of starvation, dehydration, or violence are obvious, a long-term bug-in scenario presents a host of silent threats that can be just as deadly. These are the slow-burning problems that arise from the breakdown of sanitation, the challenges of maintaining personal hygiene, and the general wear and tear on your shelter. Ignoring these aspects of survival is a common mistake that can lead to disease, infection, and a critical failure of your shelter. Part of the never-ending job of bugging in is waging a constant war against filth, decay, and sickness. This battle is fought with discipline, awareness, and hard work. Without running water and a functioning sewer system, waste management becomes a critical daily task. Human waste, garbage, and food scraps can quickly pile up, creating a breeding ground for disease-carrying pests like flies and rats. You must have a robust plan for dealing with all forms of waste. This includes setting up a sanitary latrine system away from your living quarters and water sources. It means composting organic matter when possible and burning or burying non-compostable trash. Poor sanitation can lead to outbreaks of cholera, dysentery, and other illnesses that can incapacitate your entire group faster than any external threat. Personal hygiene is another frontline defense against disease. Keeping your body, clothes, and living space clean is not a luxury, it is a medical necessity. Simple acts like washing your hands, brushing your teeth, and keeping wounds clean can prevent infections that could become life-threatening without access to advanced medical care. This will require careful rationing of supplies like soap, toothpaste, and disinfectants. You will need to establish strict hygiene protocols for everyone in your group. A simple infection from a small cut or a dental abscess could be a death sentence in a world without antibiotics or doctors. Finally, your shelter itself requires constant upkeep. Your home is your primary defense against the elements and external threats, and it will be under constant strain. Barricades can loosen, roofs can leak, and tools can break. You must dedicate time each day or week to inspecting and maintaining your environment. This means checking your fortifications, repairing any damage, and keeping your tools and equipment in good working order. A neglected shelter can quickly become unsafe. The relentless job of survival is not just about managing supplies, it is about actively maintaining the health of your people and the integrity of your home. Every prepper starts with a stocked pantry, cans, rice, and freeze-dried meals. But no stockpile lasts forever. True resilience means shifting from consumption to production. Your home must become a place where food is created, not just stored. That's the leap from novice to survivalist, building a living pantry that can sustain you. The most reliable way to begin producing your own food is to turn a portion of your property into a productive garden. A well-planned survival garden can provide a continuous supply of fresh, nutrient-rich food to supplement your stored supplies. This is about more than just planting a few tomato plants in the summer. It requires a strategic approach, focusing on calorie density, ease of growth, and storability. Crops like potatoes, winter squash, corn, and beans are excellent choices because they provide substantial calories and can be stored for long periods without refrigeration. Your garden becomes a living, breathing extension of your pantry. Developing a successful garden takes more than just seeds and soil. You need to understand your local climate, your soil type, and the principles of companion planting to maximize yields and deter pests naturally. You will need to learn how to compost kitchen scraps and yard waste to create your own fertilizer, as commercial products will be unavailable. Seed saving is another critical skill. Learning to harvest, dry, and store seeds from your strongest plants ensures that you have a supply for the following season, creating a truly self-perpetuating system. This knowledge transforms a simple garden into a robust food production engine. For those with more space and ambition, integrating small-scale animal husbandry can be a game changer. Animals can convert things humans cannot eat, like grass and insects, into calorie-dense food. Chickens are an excellent starting point, providing a steady supply of eggs and meat while requiring relatively little space. They also produce valuable manure for your garden. Rabbits are another fantastic option. They are quiet, reproduce quickly, and are incredibly efficient at converting feed into protein. Raising small livestock adds a new layer of complexity and work, but the payoff in terms of sustainable protein is enormous. Creating this living pantry must begin today. Start small, perhaps with a few containers on a patio or a single raised bed. Learn what grows well in your area. Practice the skills of composting, pest management, and seed saving when the stakes are low. Each small success will build your confidence and your knowledge base. When a crisis hits, you will not be starting from scratch. You will have an established system, proven crops, and the hands-on experience necessary to make your land productive. Your garden and small livestock will be a vital source of both food and hope. Your garden and livestock are vital, but don't overlook wild resources. Foraging, hunting, and trapping expand your food options beyond your property. These skills require practice, local knowledge, and caution. Mistakes can be dangerous. Start learning and practicing now so you're ready to supplement your food supply when it matters most. Producing your own food through gardening, hunting, or foraging is only half the battle. A successful harvest or a fortunate hunt can provide a temporary abundance of food, but that bounty is useless in the long term if you cannot preserve it. Without refrigeration and modern freezers, food will spoil quickly. Mastering traditional food preservation techniques is absolutely essential to bridge the gap between harvests and build a resilient food supply. These methods allow you to capture the peak production of the growing season and store it for the lean months of winter, ensuring your family has food year-round. Canning is one of the most effective methods for long-term storage of fruits, vegetables, and even meats. Using a pressure canner allows you to safely preserve low-acid foods like green beans, corn, and all types of meat, while a water bath canner is sufficient for high-acid foods like tomatoes, pickles, and jams. This is a precise science that requires strict adherence to safety protocols to prevent deadly bacteria like botulism. Acquiring the necessary equipment and learning the proper techniques before a crisis is non-negotiable. A pantry filled with jars of your own preserved food is a testament to true self-sufficiency. Dehydration is another ancient and highly effective preservation method. Removing the water from food inhibits the growth of microorganisms, allowing it to be stored for long periods in a lightweight and compact form. You can build a solar dehydrator or dry foods near a wood stove. Fruits can be turned into leathers, vegetables into powders for soups, and meat into jerky. This is an excellent way to preserve herbs from your garden as well. Another powerful technique is fermentation, which uses beneficial bacteria to preserve food and enhance its nutritional value. Making sauerkraut, kimchi, or kefir are simple ways to store cabbage and milk without refrigeration. All of these preservation skills require practice. Start now by canning the produce from your summer garden or making jerky from a grocery store sale. Learn the processes, understand the safety requirements, and see what methods work best for you and your family. When you can successfully grow food, harvest it, and preserve it for the future using only your own skills and simple tools, you have truly moved beyond rice and beans. You have created a complete, closed-loop food system that can sustain you indefinitely, providing the ultimate food security in an uncertain world. Electricity powers our lives, lighting our homes, cooling our food, and connecting us to the world. But when the grid fails, silence falls. Suddenly, every task becomes a challenge. The comforts we take for granted vanish, replaced by darkness and uncertainty. Preparing for a long-term outage means more than flashlights and batteries. It's about having a plan to cook, stay warm, and keep essential devices running, building true resilience for your family. Backup power requires a layered approach. No single solution is perfect. Generators offer high power but are noisy, burn through limited fuel, and attract attention. Use generators sparingly for critical tasks, not as your mainstay. Solar power is silent, renewable, and ideal for long-term needs, though it requires upfront investment. The best strategy combines both. Use a generator to charge batteries, then run essentials off solar charge power. Layered systems with non-electric backups maximize flexibility and security. In a crisis, every watt counts. Waste nothing. Audit your true power needs. Prioritize essentials like freezers, radios, and medical gear. Switch to efficient devices and unplug everything not in use to avoid phantom loads. Use manual tools and non-electric lighting whenever possible. Make conservation a family habit. Treat power as a precious, limited resource. This discipline ensures your backup systems last when you need them most. Deterrence is your first line of defense. Avoid looking like an easy target. Project quiet strength, keep your home maintained but not flashy or fortified. Use subtle cues, thorny bushes, motion lights, a barking dog, to suggest preparedness. Avoid advertising your supplies or making your home stand out. The goal: make intruders think your house is too much trouble to bother with. Manage perceptions, blend in while signaling you're not a soft target. Win by convincing threats to move on before trouble starts. Home defense is about layers, not a single barrier. Start at the property line: fences, signs, and noisy surfaces for early warning. Harden your home's exterior. Reinforce doors, security film on windows, and barricades for vulnerable points. Inside, create choke points and a safe room stocked with essentials. Plan routes and bottlenecks to slow intruders and protect your family. Each layer buys you time and increases your safety. Even if one layer fails, you have others to fall back on. If defenses fail, you need a clear, practiced emergency plan. Assign roles: who alerts, who gathers family, who defends, who calls for help. Map safe routes and establish no-fire zones to prevent accidents. Decide in advance when to use force. Don't hesitate in a crisis. Practice your plan regularly. Drills build muscle memory and confidence. A coordinated team response is your best chance in a direct assault. Preparation and rehearsal turn chaos into survival. In a crisis, you become the first responder. There's no 911. Every medical issue, from minor to severe, is now your responsibility. Prevention is key. Enforce safety, hygiene, and caution in all tasks. Stock supplies and learn basic medical skills. You are the hospital. Accept your limits. Some situations will be beyond your ability to treat. Triage and tough decisions are part of post-collapse medicine. Embrace this role now to prepare for the realities of medical self-reliance. As the family medic, you need more than a basic first aid kit. Build a comprehensive supply for trauma, wound care, illness, and chronic needs. Think beyond bandages. Organize everything in labeled containers, keep a master inventory, and store supplies in a cool, dry place. Good organization saves lives in an emergency. Stockpiling medical supplies is only half the equation. The most extensive kit is useless if you don't know how to use it. Invest time now to learn hands-on skills: CPR, wound care, and patient assessment. In an emergency, your knowledge and practice, not just your supplies, will save lives. In survival, we often focus on food, water, and defense, yet filth is a silent threat. Without modern sanitation, waste quickly becomes your responsibility. Set up a twin-bucket toilet system and separate waste. Sort trash into burnable, compostable, and reusable. Daily discipline and strict rules keep disease at bay. Cleanliness is essential for survival. In a collapsed world, hygiene is your first line of defense against disease. Hand washing, clean clothes, and sanitized living spaces are essential. Stockpile soap, sanitizer, and bleach and ration them carefully. Set up a hand washing station to conserve water. Bathe and change clothes regularly to prevent infection. Keep your home and kitchen clean to protect your health. In survival, hygiene is powerful medicine. Survival isn't just about food and water. The greatest threat may come from within: stress, fear, and exhaustion. Managing mental health is as vital as any supply. Build in rest, celebrate small victories, and keep morale high with shared activities. Remember, you're not just surviving, you're still a family, fighting for a future together. In high-stress situations, conflict is inevitable. How your group handles it, through clear leadership, open communication, and mutual respect, determines whether you stay united or fall apart. Establish a fair system for resolving disputes, give everyone a role, and support each other. Unity is built daily, and it's your greatest asset in survival. Prepping means finding space for everything: food, water, gear, when your home feels full. Every closet, shelf, and corner becomes valuable real estate. Think of storage as a game of Tetris. Fit each piece perfectly. Start by decluttering ruthlessly. Use every space: understairs, above cabinets. Build vertically with shelves. Use stackable containers for efficiency. With strategy, your home can hold more than you think. After using obvious storage areas like basements and closets, get creative. Integrate supplies into daily life, using hidden spaces and furniture with storage. Distribute supplies throughout your home for redundancy and security. But don't forget, a detailed inventory system is essential. This transforms chaos into a strategic, ready reserve. True resilience isn't bought or stored, it's built. Your skills, mindset, and teamwork matter more than any stockpile. A basement full of supplies is useless without knowledge, discipline, and adaptability. Focus on learning, practicing, and working together. Move beyond just buying gear. Become the architect of your own survival. Preparedness is about who you become, not just what you have. Preparedness isn't a finish line, it's a continuous journey. The world changes, and so do your needs. Start with the basics: food, water, a plan. Involve your family, learn new skills, and take one step at a time. Don't chase perfection, just keep moving forward. This path builds confidence and resilience. Start today, and never stop learning.